Alright, so Fortnite OG Season 8 begins on April 1st. That's 3 days from, well, 2 days, technically, from today. So this Wednesday, April 1st. And Season 8 was one of my favorite seasons of all time. Season 7 is my ideal ultimate season ever, but Season 8 was second, for sure. So the official Fortnite Twitter account posted this. This is the image, and it reveals the entire Battle Pass, which is awesome. So we've got the Pirate Cannon in the top left. We've got the new Victory Umbrella unveiled already. Now, if you've watched any of my OG videos, I hate the umbrellas because they're just spray painted on there. They're dumb. I wish they did some actual, real cool umbrellas, but no, we got this. So later in the season, we get the Baller. You can see the map in the bottom left. One of the best maps in Fortnite history, for sure. I loved the balance between the biomes in this one. And of course, we got the active volcano in the top right. Phenomenal. Speaking of which, the map update, we got the volcano. We got Lazy Lagoon, one of the best POIs ever. I would land at that ship all the time. I love that one. Sunny Steps was just okay. It wasn't my favorite. But then the loot pool updates. Check this out. The best weapon, in my opinion, in Fortnite is the Flint-Knock pistol. I love that thing. The treasure map was amazing. The poison dart trap, that was kind of a miss for me. I didn't really like that. The boom bow, always hit or miss with that one. I kind of like it, but it wasn't my favorite. Heavy assault rifle was good for its time. Now we've seen that quite a bit. Impulse grenade, yeah, those were just okay. Shadow bombs were really cool for mobility. And then infantry rifle, I hate that thing. I never used the infantry rifle. But more importantly, the 3 skins in the middle. This is the Battle Pass here. So first, let's see who we got. Lux is in the middle. She was the tier 100 for Chapter 1, Season 8. It looks like we've got a fiery rendition of Blackheart. Remember Blackheart? I think he was tier 1, right? And then we've got what appears to be a female version of Hybrid. So, interesting choice of skins here. I mean, these are the 3 most logical skins. I've already seen people start complaining about these 3, but who else would they have picked? Let's just go to the Season 8 Battle Pass real quick. So here's what we've got. Obviously, Peely, a fan favorite, but how many Peely skins do we have, really? I can understand why they didn't pick Peely. He has been all over the place in Fortnite. We've got tons of skins. Now, Sidewinder, I'm surprised they didn't remix her, because she was a decent skin in the Battle Pass. Hybrid, of course, a phenomenal skin. That's one of my favorite ones. We got Lux in the middle. They didn't remix the Master Key skin. He's to the right of Lux, and then we have Blackheart. And then an underrated one was Ember. So Ember and Sidewinder, you don't really see them that often, but they had some pretty good styles. I'll show you in a second. So I think they made the logical choices. Hybrid, Blackheart, and Lux. Now, me personally, I would not have redone Lux. Like I said, that was probably the worst tier 100 skin in all of Chapter 1. It just didn't have enough flair to it. In fact, I'd argue that Blackheart was way better and should have been tier 100. Same thing for Hybrid. Both of those were phenomenal skins. Okay, so let me just show you the original one. So here's Ember. So this is kind of like a super level style right here. You had to unlock it. And this was the original one. So she was kind of cool. Like I said, I feel like she's a little underrated and you don't really see people run her that often. Same thing for Sidewinder here. She was a snake themed skin, but you couldn't remove her hat. And then she also had this super level style. It was called Dark. This one's my favorite of the 2. Obviously we had Peely. This was the introduction to Peely. Then we had Master Key. So I didn't really run this skin. So we had the default, and then you could change his color from this Sunny Steps version to this white one. And I actually like the white color scheme because he turns green on the inside. And then he's got a mask as well. Here's what it looked like without. It was gold. So just not a lot of styles there comparative to the other skins I'm about to show. Here's Hybrid. So Hybrid had a multitude of colors. So you could do red, you could do blue. These are like Power Ranger colors, black, and then this ultraviolet, which was really cool. So stage 1 was like a ninja stage. Stage 2, he started turning into a reptile, as you can see. Stage 3, he was this dragon lizard thing. And stage 4, he turned Super Saiyan. So then you could change the dragon color. So check out his eyes. They're green right there. They're maroon right there. They're gray right there, and then purple. But obviously, if you have the dragon fully unleashed, now look at it. There's the green, there's the maroon, there's the gray, and the sparks change as well, and there's the purple. So really cool, with lots of customization here. Then we had Blackheart. So he had a ton of style. Stage 1, he was just a normal pirate. No pirate leg. He's got an eye patch, a compass tattooed on his chest. Pretty sweet. Stage 2, he got a little more piratey. Stage 3, hey, he lost his leg and his hand. He's got a hook now. Stage 4, he turned into bones. Stage 5, he gets some glow to him. Stage 6, let's see, a little more glow. Stage 7, different color glow there. And his ultimate stage, it's gold. Now you can also change his clothing. So let's go back to stage 1 real quick. So he had the brown, which to me looks black. And he had the red. Then he had the blue and the white. So some of these you hardly ever see people run. Like if I ran this skin, people would be like, what skin is that? Of course, that would change some of these other styles as well. Like check out his beard there. Wow. With this one, it's a brown and then red. And then there's the black brown. I think it even changed this one too. Let's see. Yeah, look, his color schemes change here as well. Pretty cool. So this was a very good skin for its time. And then we had the tier 100, which in my opinion, like I said, was one of the worst tier 100s of all time. Look at this. We just got red, which this was my favorite one, by the way. The red and blue, it reminded me of the Chicago Bulls. And we had the white one. Then we had the black one. Then we had the black color scheme, and then the gold color scheme. This is the one most people ran. But compared to, say, Blackheart or Hybrid, I just feel like, I don't know, this should have been tier 1. It just was not the most well-received tier 100 skin.
Fortnite just revealed a lost chapter, full of canceled skins, collabs, POIs, and even vehicles like Bart's skateboard, because what released as a backbling and emote could have been a rideable hoverboard. This is a canceled mythic that wouldn't just let you ride around and boost from poles, but it also transformed into a weapon, letting you hit enemies in the face and even throw it at them. Now, this lost chapter gets crazier because the entire Simpsons Island was supposed to be different. Here is the official concept art for Simpsons, and you're looking at a floating map, just like Kevin's Island from Chapter 1. Honestly, I'm really glad they didn't go with this. It made Springfield feel way better in the actual season, but if you zoom in, you'll notice some insane ideas that never made it. Like a monorail, inspired by that one episode where they built one in Springfield, plus the giant Homer on the map is wearing clothes. Here's a closer look at this, and as you can see, it looks like Homer walking around was actually meant to be a thing that happened in-game rather than the live event. And then for some reason, I guess they realized they could just have him in underwear, but some people think we're looking at a scrap boss fight here, and honestly, that could have been incredible. But everyone's gonna be devastated when they see what weapons we missed out on, because look at the 0-point remote. Early concept show, it was more than just part of the story. It could have been the most powerful item in Fortnite history. This would shoot donuts, use pizza as a shield, trap players in food, or transform props into launch pads. There was one idea where it could just straight up pause bullets in time and then just send them straight back to the guy who shot him. Maybe a bit too ambitious, and that's why it didn't make it to the final game, but I don't know why Fortnite deleted the donut launcher. This looked like an RPG that fired cluster bombs, and now I'm realizing Fortnite actually didn't cancel this. In fact, you're actually using this gun right now in Chapter 7 because it's the 7's cannon. Sadly though, we never got a chance to use the gamma ray gun. Take a look at this thing. It was gonna make you or even cars fly while also being used as a weapon. They even include the scenes this is a reference to in all of the concept art, which I think just shows the passion Epic put into the season. Now, we've always wanted more cartoony weapons in Fortnite, so imagine how I feel realizing we could have had a cheeseball minigun. This would have been so good. Or, if you wanted a shotgun version, they were thinking of one that you reloaded with Krusty O's cereal. They were cooking in the art department here. We had popcorn guns, donut shotties, and a squishy cannon that let you slide around like Frozone. So you'll probably remember how we got Maggie in the game, but only as a glider. And well, she was originally gonna be a backbling. As you could probably guess, they didn't want enemies shooting at a baby, so it got scrapped. And that wasn't the only thing they tweaked, because the power plant basically collapsed, but it wasn't as dramatic as this concept art. And if you zoom in, you could see a giant blinky fish that just never made it to the game. The plant meltdown was also going to give us a brand new chug jug that was radioactive, giving us a temporary mega shield down with it basically collapsed, but it wasn't as dramatic as this concept art. And if you zoom in, you could see a giant blinky fish that just never made it to the game. The plant meltdown was also going to give us a brand new chug jug that was radioactive, giving us a temporary mega shield, and I gotta say, that's a really good idea. And I'm not kidding when I say there's an entire chapter's worth of scrap content in this video. Because wait until you see how Shock and Awesome was going to be completely different. The Hive, it looks like this, right? Well, it was originally designed as tight and claustrophobic, which is way more intense for a bug invasion. Most of the season was gonna be underground, and the bug holes could be straight up bombed by driving explosive cars into them. As you can see, the vibe of this season originally wasn't Helldiver style. If anything, from this artwork, you can see a more post-apocalyptic kind of feel with hazmat suits and everything. Plus, the POI felt more like an infestation than what we got. Epic seriously thought extra hard about the life of the bugs. They designed entire reproductive cycles for them, showing how you would squish them. They would regenerate inside eggs and come back in the very same match, forcing you to go after the eggs themselves to stop it. Plus, you could spot early designs for the bugs here, including some scrap versions. There were tons of them that were meant to live underground and could pop out to jump scare you like this millipede. Kinda horrifying, and it looks like this guy ended up being turned into the roly-poly instead, so maybe just too ambitious. If you remembered this season, you might recall an old leak about a supposed goo gun that was coming, and then just never arrived. Well, now we have our official first look at what it was gonna do. It was actually a slime shooter that sucks up eggs, turns them into goo, and fires to create trampolines. The whole thing is inspired by the game Slime Rancher, which could be one reason it never came out, considering it was in the files but never dropped. Now, did you know Fortnite was gonna drop a Karen skin? The Bug Battle Pass was gonna have this woman, and when you call 911 and there's no manager to speak to, Karen will solve the problem herself. It might be one of the funniest skin ideas I've ever seen, but I can see why Epic probably said no to this one. She would have been joined by a generic dad who is an everyday normal guy that likes to wash the car after running over some bugs with it. As you can see by these two people, it's more evidence Fortnite was trying to go with a suburban apocalypse theme at the start, and then they tried to make it Helldivers instead. We were gonna have insane features like riding them, using them as a launch pad, and this strange anti-air turret that parachuted down from the sky and fired at bugs. Even the Hammerhead Choppa was originally gonna be way different. This is the Mantis Squadron helicopter, and it was meant to carry buildings and give air support. Of course, it eventually transformed into a regular heli, but imagine how cool it would have been to call in reinforcements. You can see even more of these early designs in the original Season 4 concept art, showing them running from bugs and firing at them, with some players getting kidnapped. By far the coolest feature was going to be a totally different boss fight. We were going to be in the underground hives battling the queen here, using scrap weapons like some kind of shockwave hammer, and my personal favorite is a bug zapper. Megazord was also going to have way more content, because this is an early design for the Rita Repulsa supply drops that eventually turned into meteors during Megazord's fight. Sadly, we also never got to use guns that were in the files but didn't release, like the EMP pistol and Bug Hunter dualies. Personally though, I'm kinda glad they scrapped this emote.
Oh, hell no!
I mean, people were just not a fan of the dance or the remix, so it never came out. But they were a little sad that we never got the Biggie emote though. And so as we keep moving through Fortnite's scrap chapter, the Star Wars season also had some ridiculous cut content. One skin was genuinely the biggest missed opportunity I've ever seen. First, there was an entire POI that never made it, where the Empire was gonna take over the water treatment plant. And while it looks really cool, not exactly the most exciting drop spot we've ever seen. From the concepts, the EE POI was gonna look way different. And personally, I love the final result with the secret cave you could shoot at with the AT-AT. It might be a rare example of scrap content that ended up better in the end. But wait until you find out what Epic's employees are making when you're not looking. Sometimes the concepts get extra fun and they make stuff like this, Vader Peely. The developer who made this said it was a joke concept while they were working on the season, but imagine what other hilarious ideas they come up with that we never get to see. Luckily, we do get to see what they originally had planned for Fortnite Mares. Ultima Carver was going to play a much larger role, to the point where as pumpkins around the map, we're going to have all kinds of emotions, and we're even bouncy, letting you rail grind on the vines. Plus, he would have had his own giant POI, which honestly looks insanely cool. But you can see why Fortnite didn't put all of this effort into a location that was only for Halloween. Restored Reels is a rare example of a concept that genuinely turned out true to life. They cut basically no corners with it. So as we continue with the Scrap Fortnite chapter, we've almost made our way to chapter 7, but first we gotta talk about the Marvel season. Because it turns out Fortnite went all in on this one, and no detail was spared. Cynthia Von Doom could have had her own courtyard POI that looked insane and linked with Doom's castle, but it got downgraded to some random statue in the forest instead. Whereas these Stark Armory pods are pretty much one-to-one between concept and final, other than the fact they removed all of these amazing Iron Man suits. Plus, there's a POI in the background that never made it to the season, so was it gonna be a Stark Industries base? And in the Rec season, you're already familiar with the grainy concept art from the roadmap, the one we all saw that looks straight out of Mad Max. As you know, that train never made it to the season, and we started to doubt if it was even planned in the first place. Well, I'm here to tell you right now that it's real, and this is the Wastelander train. It looks even more beautiful up close. You're telling me this thing had turrets, a spinning blade on the front, and a jeep you could shoot from? We will never know why this wasn't added, but honestly, it hurts to see what could have been. There was also going to be a completely different version of the drivable battle bus. This is what we ended up with, but originally it was going to look like this for the Wasteland. It is way more Mad Max style than we expected, and in fact there was an earlier version you could see in this artwork that shows the battle bus with claw arms. There was even going to be a way to dock our cars to a ship like the one at Brutal Beachhead and drive around with it. Maybe they just decided to make this thing 10 times bigger and turn it into a POI instead. Plus, this was a season that we got a huge UI makeover, and while what we ended up with is decent, the original concept looked way smoother and interactive. It felt more like a rift, which actually ties together the themes of Fortnite and made all the modes seem like you were jumping into different rifts. Honestly, I hope they find a way to do it again. And now we have officially made it. It's time to explore the lost media of Chapter 7. Because the biggest feature when this came out was, of course, storm surfing, our first time ever dropping on the island without a battle bus. But did you know it was originally going to be a part of the map? What I mean by this is how instead of dropping through the waves, it was going to straight up replace the storm instead. So when the circle closes in, you would jump onto the waves, surf to the next storm circle, and be able to shoot players while you did it. It was probably a complete headache to get working, and was easier to turn into the intro instead, but imagine how cool it would have been to have a storm that doesn't kill you, but takes you with it. So now that Fortnite's laid off 1,000 developers, basically putting the whole of 2026 in jeopardy, we know that maps like K-Zone Commons from Ballistic are never coming out. The entire mode is getting deleted soon, and this unfinished map is going to be lost to time. We also know that Fortnite was originally going to team up with the biggest musical of the year for Chapter 7. Wicked was going to come to the game with its very own collab, but for some reason, it fell through and has been cancelled. And a lot of fans were extra shocked to hear that Rocket Racing is getting deleted. If you said this a year ago when the mode was abandoned, it wouldn't be surprising. But just recently we found out that Epic were working on a new racetrack that was Star Wars themed, letting you pod race each other, something we'll never see now. Something scrapped from this season was a gun for Squibbly in Chapter 7. This is the Inky pistol, and while we don't have many details, I could only assume it would cover enemy screens in ink when you shot them, similar to the ink in Mario Kart. And I don't even want to get into the future of Fortnite Festival, because pretty much everyone working on this mode has been laid off, and jam tracks that were meant to come out this week never dropped. We've also seen the deletion of Battle Stage, and probably would have watched the whole mode vanish if it never had a battle pass. So with that in mind, you could probably imagine that jam tracks are gonna stop releasing. And that means songs like Fiend, Golden, Not Like Us, and Stay are never coming out even though they were in the works. Did you know the Arc lightning gun from last season originally looked like this? It was way more futuristic and was even gonna have a special reload animation. But it's time to talk about Fortnite Showdown. because according to insiders, this was originally a Norse mythology season last year, and then they changed plans and converted it into the grand return of the storyline. But there is still signs of what used to be, with the crew pack from last month teasing a Nordic theme, plus the amount of effort put into the ice biome compared to the other POIs. Fortnite was also working on some early versions of the Flowberry Mist before it dropped, with the original ideas being a sprint mist and a spicy mist. Then it became the item we use today. With the Lulu also gone, you'll never get to play with an exclusive item that was gonna show up called the Disguise. It was a frisbee that you could throw at people and it would change their appearance mid-match. Maybe you recruited someone from a different team and they wanted to hide, not really sure what the purpose was, but still, it had nothing on an entire mode that was meant to drop in 2026. Because Fortnite was working on an extraction game, and we've talked a ton about it throughout the last couple of months. If there was any hope before, it's gone, thanks to the layoffs, shutdowns, and the fact that Epic's secret creator tests were for the arena's box fight instead. Understand that some of this was probably impossible to make, or too ambitious, or maybe it just didn't make sense. It doesn't mean all of these were 100% coming, but it just shows the early concept of Fortnite and its lost chapter. But Tommy, keep it here on Top 5.
Det enklere å si ja når det lave priser. Og nå får du Kärcher K5 høytrykksspyler med masse tilbehør til 4.495. Isola takskingel til 189 per kvadratmeter. Og 30% på Nativo trefiberisolasjon fra Hunton I flere tykkelser. Oppsbygg. Lav pris til alle.
Skitten ekkel sånn søndagstoast.
Tradisjon en sandwich.
Elsker
Yeah, mental gymnastics, I'm making these words flip. Yo, vertebrae when I open and slip the disc. Chiropractically not made to withstand the force of my hits. So when they breaking down the bars, they think I ain't saying shit. This is mathematics. You can add me, not subtract me. I'm divisible by 2 if a label wanna half me. The first half is lyrical infused with insanity. The second is the vocals and I do that uncanny. Unsigned hype, climbing up a mountain. I'm due for some bark if these niggas tryna bite. Coked up, thinking that I need to take lines. You got a D on the test cause you're way past prime, that's a fail. Practically an F, and shout out to that man, I'm a fan of success. Relatability is me and something I respect. So in that case an F, but still pass the test. Stacks, fuck you people trying to play me like I'm not in style. My greatest hits are double every album you compile. I'm running games, smoking tracks like a Black and Mile. I'm picking up this generation, calling from a pocket dial. They say that rap changed, wanna delete me, but I cap space and enter to a whole new data page. My Barcelona span Spain and bring rap back to the classics in the lyricism golden age. They know it's real, refuse to respect it. I'm underrated but was chosen due to natural selection. Competition isn't something that I see, I direct it, then go to war with the person that I see in reflection. Still breaking every bracket. My cheddar Bob reads Texas like I'm B-Rabbit. Popping docs, writing word classics. My punchline's 8 miles. If they do not understand it, it's longer than they comprehension. Not to mention my independency has been ignored. If sold out gets applied to my name, it's cause Dax, the brand, ain't available inside the stores and marked up due to an external mediary force. You wanna hear some more? I got these demons in my head trying to pull me, so I'm always playing tug of war on the edge. Fall until I grab a bottle, take it to the head, and I pass out and I wake up on the fucking floor. You don't fucking know, shot after shot, thought after thought, yeah. Schizophrenic tendencies while grabbing on a mop overnight, cleaning, scrubbing on the same damn spot. Praying for a miracle while looking up to God, then remembering your broke ass still on the clock. And that $725 that you paid ain't enough for a lawyer for that bitch who just called the cops. That type of struggle, that type of grind, that type of hustle. You couldn't do it, I could see it in your eyes. You couldn't last a fucking day in my shoes, and no way you would last a second in my mind. But I digress. So you get bitter in this world when it shows you no respect. A cog in the wheel with the message that the algorithm sees but is constantly trying to suppress. Now let's take it back to historical rap, when knowledge reigned supreme and the back was packed. KRS was on the ones and the twos was stacked with lyrical bomb threats that would boom and bap. Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five. Cool Herc and the crew, that was way too live. Sugar Hill and the gang with the piece of the pie. You're too fake if you ain't heard of a rapper's delight. You gotta move back and erase the classic. This game is a race, I'm parked in the field with dinosaurs Jurassic. They fossils fuel my gassing. I'm geologically dripped in this historical fashion. It's in my bones and structurally built into my rapping. So when you hear me snapping, just know it wouldn't ever happen without pioneers like Curtis Blow, Ice-T, Rakim, Run DMC, J Nazi, PMD, Ice Cube, LL, and Eazy-E, Tupac, Snoop Dogg, and B.I.G., Dre, Eminem, 50, many men. The aftermath is this, the chronic destruction of beats from an African who rhymes it down your throat to your abdomen. You squares only plant seeds when in Madison. My Anglican belongs in the Vatican. Now Rome beats and I tally more bodies than a priest in the 15th century. To cross me, you gon' need Christianity. I'm no saint, but I'm mellow like Anthony and Ball. In a space where my sanity tiptoes up the hill called Calvary, where the people preach and blasphemy. So I've mastered peace, cause there's no limit to their disrespect. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't in the den. This last verse is biblical, if that don't make sense. My name's Daniel, my critical friend. The story told is just beginning as I build suspense and craft my pen into a sword to cut through all this nonsense. I pray you can discern between real, fake, and the motherfucking hater throwing backhand compliments. Still killing instrumentals, I'm instrumental. This period's defined and cycling through menstruals. Bleeding on tracks with a half-sharpened pencil. So I had to bridge the gap, embrace it like dental. Cut tracks at speed so fast that the tempo impacts and frequencies that crescendo. Blow minds that...
Everybody get down on the couch. Take it cheesy.
Chop them down when these bitches try to lock me down. Hit the ground, hit the turf, walk the earth. Q kidnap your mind, Patty Hearst. Bust a verse that'll make your ass hit reverse. Kill the curse that was placed on the universe. West Coast warlord, blacker than the Black Knight. Fuck a black and white when they ain't acting right. Good cop, filling out your report. Bad cop asking you to distort. Bad cop asking you to lie in court. Send another young brother up north. Send another young sister off course. Why these motherfuckers chill on the golf course? Black police showing out for the white cop. White police showing out for the black cop. Black police showing out for the white cop. White police showing out for the black cop. Lazy cop, fucking with that crazy cop. Always bragging about the new case they got. Do or die cop with that suicide cop. Tell the true cop with that true or lie cop. Are you fucking high cop? Don't even try cop. Ain't no motherfucking drugs up in my spot. All you find in my closet is the high top. And my motherfucking tickets to the skybox. Hold up, nigga. I'm a rider. Use a roller, yep, the controller. Make me mad, that's when I get swole up. The Incredible Hulk is bipolar. Come out the cuff, knock off the rust. Throw my hands up, you still wanna bust. The Trojan horse is full of excessive force. When they try to get aggressive niggas off the court. Police showing out for the white cop. White police showing out for the black cop. Police showing out for the white cop. White police showing out for the black cop. Good cop, where is your dignity? Where's your empathy? Where is your sympathy? Bad cop, where's your humanity? Good cop, is that just a fantasy? Hell on that nigga, snitch on that bitch. Truth be told, motherfuck the blue code. Fuck the po-po, Depot. Already know, Cracker, let the brick go. Black lives matter, it's not chit chatter. Cause all they wanna do is scatter brain matter. A mind is a terrible thing to waste. A 9 is terrible in your face. The mace has a terrible fucking taste. The pen is a terrible fucking place. The kings all hate the fucking ace. The judge sabotaged my fucking case. Racist motherfucker. Police showing out for the white cop. White police showing out for the black cop.
Now, you throwing rock at me. Hit iron in no So Kash Patel had his email hacked, apparently by Iranians. So let's take a look at what he was doing before he became the director of the FBI. Smoking cigars in Cuba. Taking a picture next to an old car in Cuba. Smoking cigars again, maybe in Cuba. I'm not sure. Smoking cigars in a hotel room in Cuba. On the job. Okay, good job. That's him. This is from a while ago. He's a young guy then. Look at that. Taking a picture next to the Ernest Hemingway statue. Okay, got it. And this is him in Cuba. Okay, confirmed by Reuters. He accessed his Gmail just today, 2 hours ago. Kash has been buying fashion and likes to drive Toyota. 2 years ago, he rated the Lone Star Toyota of Louisville, Texas, 5 stars. These guys are all American rock stars. Supreme fashion sense, my choice for bespoke suiting for nearly a decade. There is none better. And so Kash has been using the username SpiderCash for not only his email addresses, but also for several other accounts. So this is for eBay, okay? Kash likes GIFs and uses Snapchat. Okay, he's got Spotify and Disney Plus. He uses eBay, okay? I refuse to believe this is him. It must be someone else. This is him on Xvideos. Xvideos, I think, is, that's like Twitter's video service, I'm pretty sure. So you have right here, gender, male, name, SpiderCash, location, United States. Damn, bro. Damn. The State Department announced a $10 million bounty on the hackers behind Kash Patel's Gmail breach. If you have information on Iranian malicious cyber actors or associated groups or individuals, contact us with any information. So rewards of up to $10 million. I gotta be honest, guys. It's like a PR thing. His email gets hacked, and you find out that he loves drinking, he loves smoking cigars, he loves Ernest Hemingway, he loves Toyota, and getting personalized suits made of himself. And he also uses Snapchat, and he looks at porn. Redditors were also crashing out. It was this clean. Wait, they were mad that it wasn't worse. Are these the worst things they could find? I've got more embarrassing photos on my phone from this week. Is this supposed to be scandalous? He's director of the FBI. Getting hacked by an enemy nation with ease, it's pretty embarrassing. He doesn't run Gmail. I mean, like, what are we talking about? A lot of people have personal emails like this. The majority of hacks come from social engineering and inside sources. If Google gets compromised and you get through the Google security, that doesn't mean that the person is wrong. And also, if he was doing anything related to his job on his personal email, then you would have found it. Yeah, they really got his ass, trying to make him look like a cool and relatable guy. Are we sure we didn't just release those himself? So the Redditors are mad that it's not more condemning about him. To have somebody get their shit leaked and then this is all that you get off on them? Wait. Bro, Fortnite and Halo. Fucking based.
30 years ago, Kurt Cobain's passing was ruled to be self-inflicted, but now... This fan brought adoption papers to Rhea Ripley to see if she would actually sign them.
Can you sign this to be my new mommy? Please. It's a first? Really? Okay.
Oh, that is beautiful.
Oh my gosh. Yes! Oh my gosh. Can I get a hug?
Yeah, you gotta hug your mom.
I think we can all relate to this fan's reaction when Mitch smacked Jada Parker. Unrelated, but this woman is a well-rounded fan. The Attitude Era fans were a different breed. During one show, a fan brought a plastic bag containing a white substance. Hey, with the way WWE is now, I might need a sniff of that. But even the kids of the Attitude Era were different. During an episode of Raw, a young fan gave the camera the finger, but was then immediately scolded by his mother. Ironically, the roles would be flipped years later when this kid's mom said this. This moment lives in my head rent-free.
Batista getting...
During an episode of WCW Nitro, a fan was seen walking down some stairs with a large yellow stain on his pants. Bro totally peed himself. On Raw, Roxanne Perez had gotten a front row ticket to keep her eye on Bayley. Even with the barricade between them, the two still got physical, forcing a security guard to take Perez away. However, in the chaos, a woman sitting nearby got knocked out of her seat. Bad that I laughed when I saw this. Liv Morgan clearly likes having fun with the fans.
Wrestling's fake, Jody.
Wrestling's not fake!
Another time, a fan asked Liv to sign her chest, and Liv did it. I wonder if she'd sign mine. But the wildest interaction is when Liv Morgan whispered something into this fan's ear. I don't know what she said, but I would probably collapse right on the spot. Batista's response to this kid was great.
I hate you too!
The What Chants have truly stood the test of time.
Is that right? Well, if I'm elected...
However, the best moments are when the wrestlers outsmart the fans with witty comebacks.
How's he truly gonna feel? I said, how's he truly gonna feel? Are you deaf or something? They're deaf.
If you're an imbecile and you're from Hartford, you'll say... That's my point. It was probably the most pain that you've ever felt in your life. I tell you what, why don't you say what if you like to sleep with your own sister?
Now, I totally get slapping your favorite wrestler a high five, but this is a bit weird. The Undertaker had been ambushed and knocked down while making his entrance. Some fans, though, saw this as an opportunity to touch the dead man's hair. Making things even more chaotic was when Triple H stepped on another fan's hand while running up the stage. I told ya, Attitude Era fans were different, but so were ECW fans. In 2006, WWE brought back ECW and hosted a show at the Hammerstein Ballroom, a venue the original ECW used regularly. However, fans didn't like WWE's version of ECW. Instead of simply booing the match, however, they chanted something that would hurt WWE a lot more.
Change the channel. Oh, we like it here on Sci-Fi. What the hell's that about?
Scott Steiner was cutting a promo with a fan and went so far off the rails that Big Papa Pump broke character.
Harlem Heat, Booker T, Stevie Ray, you hurt my brother. You put him in the hospital, and I had to go to parts unknown and find a new partner. Well, I found that partner. It's methodical. Come on in here, boy. Tell them what we're going to do to Stevie Ray and Booker T. You know what? We're going to take you out before you even get to the ring. We're going to go out drinking, partying, getting up and having all fun with all the hot ladies, women. Oh, yeah. Plenty of going on tonight. And guess what? We're going to screw you over. We're gonna give you all the nasty ass leftovers, and then what we're gonna do? We're gonna f the women again. We're gonna f them again, but guess what? All those nasty women, we just gave you a bunch of STDs, so you're so weak, we're gonna just beat your ass in the ring, break your legs, count 1, 2, 3, and this is for you, Rick. We're gonna bury him. You got STDs? Oh hell, not me. I'm gonna give them that. They have STDs, really? Yeah, but if you got STDs, you gotta give it to them. No. You can't not have STDs and not give it to them. Well, no. You just tell them what girls you're f***ing and I'll stay away from them. No, we f*** the pretty ones. They f*** the ugly ones, remember? Okay. The ugly ones have the STDs. Okay. So you're cool. All right. Yeah, we're all good. Booker T, Stevie Ray, you guys are going down. Yeah.
When the Nexus debuted and destroyed the Raw Arena, fans didn't know if it was real or scripted. This led one fan to ring the bell. Unfortunately, it didn't stop the Nexus's assault. I get wanting to snap a picture or video when you see your favorite wrestler. However, this guy's phone was a bit too close. Making it even more ridiculous is that the fan kept it there the entire time Seth was talking. During a match, JC Jane got knocked to the outside. A fan then asked what we all wanted to know.
JC, what do you think about your theme song? Do you like your theme song? Do you like your theme song?
I made it.
She made it. That's all we gotta know.
Chris Jericho destroyed this fan with just 5 words.
Go back to Toronto! From Winnipeg, you idiot!
While Goldberg was making his entrance, one fan was so excited to see the WCW legend that he ripped off his shirt. Maybe he's Hulk Hogan's long-lost son. It's common for wrestlers to throw their shirts or other merchandise into the crowd. Fans love this, or at least most of them do. Before a match against CM Punk, John Cena threw his shirt into the crowd like normal, only to have it thrown right back at him. Cena threw it back into the crowd, and the fans again tossed it back at him. What makes this so crazy is that ring-worn John Cena shirts can be sold for thousands of dollars. I respect what these fans did though. During a match, a young WWE fan got a lot more than he bargained for when he started touching one of the wrestlers.
Absolute freak athlete, he's got that powerhouse build. Back off, kid, if you know what's good for you.
A week before their iconic SummerSlam match, John Cena and Daniel Bryan came face to face in the ring. Cena told Bryan that he defeated Daniel's peers, and while Bryan had a good response, one fan completely wrecked him.
A list that includes Triple H, Shawn Michaels, Batista, Randy Orton.
Jysk feirer fødselsdag med fantastiske tilbud. Akkurat nå kan du spare 20-50% på utvalgte lamsett. Eller få en hengestol inkludert puter for bare 2000. Spar 60%. Jysk. Scandinavian sleeping and living.
CM Punk, The Rock.
Wait a second. You talk about all those people like they are so much better than me.
They are!
This wasn't the only time Daniel Bryan would be roasted by fans. After becoming WWE Champion in 2018, Bryan called himself the Planet's Champion. This led Bryan to lash out at fans, shaming them for being wasteful and hurting the environment. Unfortunately for Bryan, it was the fans who got the last laugh. While walking to the ring, a ringside fan held up a sign that said, "Yes, this sign wasted paper." But this is actually pretty tame when compared to some of the other signs fans have brought to wrestling shows. Like this one that says, "Undertaker is not a homo," or "It burns when I pee." Why would you even write that on a sign? And of course, the greatest fan sign of all time, "Goldberg eats corn the long way." In 2016, Braun Strowman was on a rampage in WWE. One of his victims was Sin Cara, and while the luchador was getting the snot kicked out of him, at least one fan was having some fun. In the back row, a WWE fan had some kind of dab attack going on, which is the most 2016 thing ever. I feel so much secondhand embarrassment from this next clip. Natalia's uncle, Bret Hart, had a tradition of giving his sunglasses to a young fan in the crowd. Natalia decided to do the same thing, but unfortunately, the young fan Natalia chose did not want the shades. Making it even worse, the girl left Natalia hanging when she asked for a high five. A fan had a question, and Austin Theory had a great answer.
Who taught Grayson how to scrap like that?
Something they do in Australia.
WWE fans can be pretty ruthless. When Jack Swagger spoke for the first time in WWE, one fan decided to let the All-American American know exactly how he felt.
Of course, Tommy was receiving the beating because he lost a match to the Sandman. I guess some things never change, do they, Tommy?
That was harsh, but what this next fan said was practically a burial. Before his official debut, John Cena was wrestling in a non-televised match. But about 2 minutes into it, a fan shouted this. That was pretty bad, but what these fans did to this next wrestler might be even meaner. In the main event of NXT, Eva Marie took on Bayley for the NXT Women's Championship. Rather than watch the match, a fan in the front row decided to read a book. The fan kept reading throughout the entire match until Bayley had won. Now, I'm not approving of what this next fan did, but I am saying he has some balls. In 2006, Randy Orton was in hostile territory when he wrestled at ECW One Night Stand. Fans were booing Orton, but one kid in the audience decided to take things a step further and punch Randy in the arm. What made it hilarious was that the kid barely reacted and just kept chewing his gum. Now, if you're gonna trash talk the wrestlers at a WWE show, be prepared for them to give it right back.
You suck, Solo! You suck! What the f*** you looking at?
Wrestling, son. You might be the smartest shit in kindergarten. No one is wrestling. It's like,
Okay, it's raw to laugh at this next clip, but my goodness is it funny. On Raw in 2023, Brock Lesnar and Bobby Lashley were meeting in the ring to sign a contract for their match. During his entrance, Lesnar gave high fives to fans and even gave his cowboy hat to a baby in the crowd, only to then take the hat back. Am I going to hell for laughing at this? In 2012, Kane and Daniel Bryan were put in their iconic anger management storyline. At one point, their therapist, Dr. Shelby, had them try each other's preferred foods to learn more about one another. Bryan was given meatballs, leading to a fan shouting, "That's a spicy meatball!" While Enzo Amore was talking on the mic, the certified G threw off his wig, which was caught by a man in the front row. The guy made the most of the opportunity and threw the wig on and played it up for the camera. Usually, it was the New Day throwing pancakes at the fans, but one man decided to flip the script. During the New Day's entrance, a fan grabbed one of the pancakes and threw it into Big E's face. E seemed to be impressed and actually gave the fan the box of Booty-O's. Randy Orton's reaction to this fan is great. During one of his entrances, Maven spotted a fan taking pictures. The three-time hardcore champion decided to get a picture of the best-looking person in the room and then tossed the camera back. The 20th anniversary of Raw featured many stars from WWE's past. This included The Rock and Mick Foley reuniting backstage. Unfortunately, the moment was interrupted by Vicky Guerrero. The fans hated this, and one individual took a page out of the Great One's playbook to express how he felt.
This is my show, not your show. Not your show, but my show.
Here's another moment I get secondhand embarrassment from. Rhea Ripley was slapping high fives with fans when someone accidentally spilled their beer on Rhea's chest. Whoever that was probably shouldn't be a waiter. Now, a lot of heel wrestlers try to be serious. However, that can be kind of tough when fans shout stuff like this at you.
It's a fantasy.
Sometimes, WWE fans are so funny that they actually make the wrestlers break character, like what this fan said to Dominic Mysterio.
Dom, I know you're bricked up! I know you're bricked up! I'd be bricked up too! It's okay!
For years, Roman Reigns demanded that everyone
acknowledge me!
But one fan somehow managed to put the tribal chief in his place by simply saying,
"You need a room full of strangers to acknowledge your little bitch out?"
Besides being a wrestler, Chris Jericho is also a singer with his band Fozzy. Jericho's group shares the same name as the Muppets character Fozzie Bear, which angered one fan. At TLC 2016, The Miz interrupted a backstage interview with Daniel Bryan. As the segment wrapped up, we heard a pretty hilarious discussion.
No one likes you! I like them! No, you don't!
Bad guy wrestlers tend to call fans some pretty mean names, but one fan actually got even and had the last laugh.
Hey Grayson! You call me fat boy and green bay, you
Fans still have to be careful with what they say to wrestlers, because it can backfire. During a WWE show in the 90s, Shawn Michaels was getting back into the ring when this happened.
Depends where I'm standing on my wallet. I'm 10 foot tall. Suck it!
This fan summed up how we all felt when this happened.
There's always a plan B.
Oh my God!
You know you're funny when you can make Brock Lesnar laugh.
Bruh, that's enough of that shit. Rub some dirt on it, bruh. Bruh, rub some dirt on it. Rub some dirt on it. You ain't hurt.
WWE fans love Cody Rhodes, not just because he's a great wrestler, or because he delivers the most captivating speeches on the mic, or the fact that he has the best theme song. Fans like Cody because he's a wonderful human being who goes out of his way to make sure everyone has a great time at WWE shows. A second grade teacher was attending a WWE event and asked Cody for a favor.
Cody, I'm a teacher. Tell my students to do their homework. Do your homework.
During an episode of Monday Nitro, Kevin Nash was in a gauntlet match. He started dishing out jackknife powerbombs, and despite Nash not covering his opponents, the ref counted the pin anyway. However, while all this was going on, two fans were putting on their own show. One fan in the back row lifted up his friend and put him in the torture rack. A security guard made them stop, but it was still a funny moment. Now, what was absolutely hilarious was when a wrestling commentator farted so loud that the mic picked it up. To hear that, watch the video on screen.
descended by mermaids.
Thank you, Batman. You saved my life.
The essence lederne.